Welcome to South Asian Insider Opinion and News Analysis exclusively on Josh India Web TV. I am Shishmita Ghosh here to discuss on how rebel Shiv Sena Faction leads to Maharashtra political crisis. Maharashtra is facing an unprecedented political pandemonium recently. The ruling government of the MVA, Mahavikash Agadi, is under the threat of getting toppled due to the infighting of the Shiv Sena party, a majority member of the MVA. The Mahavikash Agadi is a state-level coalition. Shiv Sena with 56 seats, INC with 44 and NCP with 54 seats in the 2019 State Assembly election formed this alliance. Now, the equilibrium was rocked when Eknath Shinde, a senior Shiv Sena leader, moved to Surat, which is BJP-ruled state of Gujarat, with about a dozen MLAs. Gradually, the support to this fringe group rose to about 39 MLAs. As per their present claim, they have the support of 51 MLAs ready for the floor test in the assembly. The group later moved to Guwahati, which is another BJP-ruled state of Assam. Shiv Sena is preparing to counter the matter on and off the assembly. Sena leader Sanjay Raut accused BJP for causing the revolt within Shiv Sena. Uday Thackeray expressed his willingness to step down as chief minister if the rebel MLAs come to his personal residence and asks him for the same. However, there was some interim reprieve for the rebel faction in the Supreme Court, which intervened in the matter and set July 12 as deadline to send their response to disqualification notice. Here, I would love to welcome Mr. Sharanjit Singh Thind from New York to share his expert comments. He is the publisher and editor-in-chief of the South Asian Insider weekly newspaper.
Hello, Sushmita. Thank you for inviting me to your show, which is about the political crisis going on in Maharashtra. From the very beginning, this was expected, anticipated. In 2019, the Maharashtra government was formed by Shiv Sena, NCP and Congress against the popular mandate given to BJP and Shiv Sena at that time. But it was kind of alliance of convenience, if we can say that, and it lingered on for, let's say, this is the third year. But there are many players you will not see who will be seen, but are talked about, like how and why this whole thing has unfolded now. There are also speculations in media, there are also in the political circles that this whole coup was in the making for last maybe 1 year. So I will not go into the details. You have already covered a lot of details, how many MLAs, which party and how. As of today, there are two current developments. Uddhav Thackeray's government has been asked by the Rajyapal of Maharashtra to go for a floor test. But Uddhav Thackare government has gone to Supreme Court asking for that the floor test not be held until the 16 MLAs are disqualified. So again, as I said, I will not go into the quantitative details, but I will like to analyze more what past, present, and the future of this crisis. The past is after the whole full term of the last BJP government in Maharashtra under Devendra Fadnavis and its junior partner Shiv Sena, when it completed a term and went to elections. The mandate was given in favor of BJP and Shiv Sena. The mandate was BJP being the larger party and the state legislature forms a government, and Shiv Sena joins it as a junior partner. But it was the insistence of Uddhav Thackeray on the post of CM which led to confrontation and, of course, disagreement that the government was not formed by BJP and Shiv Sena. But on the other hand, an alliance of convenience or a marriage of convenience was consummated, formed by Shiv Sena, NCP and Congress. Now, all three of these partners have different ideologies. They fought elections on a different platform, Hindutva, secularism, and all. But in the end, they ended up forming a government for the convenience of it, because it was convenient, and it was also a very effective tool for in their hands to keep the BJP government away. But we also know about a small drama at that time which unfolded when the Fadnavis government was sworn in quickly, when Ajit Pawar, Sharad Pawar's nephew, so-called in a coup, came to support the BJP, and which was like a ploy by the Sharad Pawar. That's what was speculated in the media. So coming back to today, so today it very much looks like that this is the end game for Uddhav Thackeray. Uddhav Thackeray government is stacked up against a very powerful foe, which has not forgiven what happened in 2019. The way BJP government was thwarted, which from forming the government under the leadership of Devendra Fadnavis at that time. So I'll say it's very unlikely that Uddhav Thackeray, by any miracle, survives this challenge. He may delay it, and as of the talks going on into the media and the circles, it's Uddhav Thackeray wants to resign, but it's NCP Supremo Sharad Pawar who's advising him not to resign, go to the floor, go to the People's Court. But also people of Maharashtra have not forgotten who they gave the mandate to and who formed the government. Also, it's to be noted that the main players, which again, as I said, it's my personal opinion as well, and also it's in the circles being talked about, that who are the players between definitely the central government is playing its role, but they are silent behind the scene. They have not said a single word, except that it's a Shiv Sena's internal matter. Congress, on the other hand, also is very quiet. Probably they have been told by NCP that it's a state matter and they'll be able to solve it. But this will also be again a very unfortunate moment for Congress as well, that another government where Congress had the government or was a part of the government is about to go. So it will have a very small reduced footprint for Congress as well. So coming back to the present scenario, we talked about past, present and future. So coming to talk about the present, as I said, it's very unlikely that the Uddhav Thackeray government is going to survive this challenge. This is very, very likely that his government will either fail the floor test, or Uddhav Thackeray will resign before the floor test takes place. Unless Supreme Court, where the hearing is going as of this very moment, as of now, as of today, they gives Uddhav Thackeray a chance to prove his majority, minus those 16 MLAs which Deputy Speaker of Maharashtra Assembly is looking forward to disqualify. So this is the present scenario. Future scenario is Uddhav Thackeray government fails. It's very likely that BJP government will be formed under Devendra Fadnavis, former Chief Minister of Maharashtra, BJP leader. And with this, again, as I said, it's my personal opinion that the BJP central government, even though they have acknowledged no role, played silent and said it's a Shiv Sena's internal matter, they have effectively orchestrated or ordered or played mute part towards the fall of another government. Again, as I said, this was an alliance of convenience, and it was doomed. It was doomed to fail. It was an experiment, and these kind of experiments do not go further for a long time. So that's what my analysis, and thanks for having me on your show. And that's it for now. Thank you, Susmita.
Thank you, Mr. Then, for your valuable views. In the matter of political to socio-political ideology, the observations of the parties in the MVA alliance differ a lot. Really, this kind of alliance has hardly any future. Union Minister Piyush Goyal said that the unholy alliance of Shiv Sena, NCP and Congress in Maharashtra was bound to collapse, as he has never seen such bankruptcy of ideology visible of the state. Even though the MVA alliance dredges through the fiasco this time, the future for them looks dire in the upcoming state assembly election, as the coalition is bound to fail sooner or later. Thank you for watching our show. We'll look ahead to your comments. Please email if you want to share our news with us. Keep watching Josh India Web TV on YouTube.